Welcome to the kNights podcast. I am your host, Keiko, and with me today is Ben.
Yay!
For this 4th of July, well, actually being recorded on the 3rd of July, spectacular!
Murica!
For America! Fireworks. So how you doing?
Assault rifles and shotguns being shot. Bald eagles screeching.
Yes. It's very far away, eagle.
Is that a raptor?
Raptors for America.
Yes.
Well, because obviously raptors are American.
Eating hot dogs and hamburgers.
Together. To get like in one unit. That's
Ribs.
America. In one sandwich? Like the Carl's Jr. one, right? It's got burgers, hot
All
dogs.
American burger? Carl's Jr.?
No, I think it's called the Most American Burger.
Thickburger.
Which I wonder if that's an actual, like, if someone else would go, no, we've got the most American, like someone will sue them, sue Carl's Jr. That's a lie. You have to take that down. We have the most American. What would you throw in there, though? That could be more
Let's
American.
see, what do they have?
Ooh, apple pie. There we go.
Well, they got hot dogs, ketchup, mustard, cheeseburger patty, lettuce, tomatoes, Lay's potato chips, pickles.
It's pretty American. Pretty standard, but the only... It's like as if you threw everything that was on a plate for, like, 4th of July thing.
No, you wouldn't throw an apple pie in there. You'd throw an apple pie in as an apple pie shake.
No, not the... Well, not for this one, but if someone were to throw something else American into it, although the apple pie would be...
Bacon?
Off... There we go.
There's no bacon in there.
There's no bacon in there. Why isn't there no bacon in there? Maybe the hot dogs is like, we've already got...
It's too American.
The burger would explode with American.
Sheer awesomeness.
Now is bacon American?
This much America can't be contained.
There's no way. It's like in there, deep in the Carl's Jr. experimental labs, they're like throwing things on the burger just like with full hazmat suits. Like, okay, let's apply the bacon. And then everyone leave the room. They just have a robot drop the bacon onto the sandwich. And then it explodes in like red, white, and blue. It just keeps happening. We're going to have to take out the bacon. You can't handle the bacon. People can't handle the bacon. Or this burger can't handle the bacon.
They should throw...
Yeah. I was
like,
saying...
a steak in there.
So you have a burger and just followed by like a steak.
And ribs.
Ribs?
Without the meat. Or the bones.
So like a pulled pork type deal? Or just pulled rib? Because pulled pork's from a different part. Like you don't have like a rib meat. Oh no, well, I was going to say the McRib, but that's not.
No, that's... I was at Burger King last night and they had the pulled pork extra long burger or sandwich, whatever.
Is that because they have all those extra long pieces of bread and they just have to come up with ideas to put into the bread?
Well, it's the original chicken sandwich bread, which is the longer version of it, and then they just add other ingredients and call it the extra long burger or extra long sandwich. Because
they did that for the fish thing too, right?
The cheeseburger, yeah, and the fish thing, and then the...
They just have all this extra long bread that they made, like, we need to put things into this.
They actually put in a lot of pulled pork in the one I had.
Really?
Surprised.
Is it just like straight pulled pork? Or did it have like other
onions and pickles and a bunch of sauce in there? It's very saucy.
Well, I hadn't heard of that one, but you tried it.
Yes,
it's good. It's good stuff. How was the pork? I guess
it was all right. I mean, yeah, for fast food, it was all right.
Okay,
it's not something like you should seek out.
If you happen to be at a Burger King.
Yeah, if you happen to be there.
And you don't feel like a burger or chicken. You feel like pork.
But I saw that... I was torn between that one and the other one. It was the A1 steak sauce Whopper with mozzarella. So it was like the mozzarella... A1 steak sauce mozzarella Whopper.
No, they already had an A1 one.
Yeah, you tried the A1 one and you were like... A1 one.
A1 one. One. The dog goes 1-1. There's your Japanese humor for this podcast. But wait,
And
no, yeah, I
cats
tried.
go, nyan, nyan. Not
But
meow
this-
meow, they go nyan nyan. This
This
is
is
an
the
American.
American podcast. They
The
go
dog
meow.
goes woof, the cat goes meow. But what does the fox say? I'll spare you from that.
You took it right out of my mouth. I was setting it up, but you're too quick on your feet. But the what was it? The A1 burger. Yeah, was it just a cheeseburger before that? I think I just tried the cheeseburger, and now they've changed it. Now it's an A1
mozzarella Whopper. And I think you had just the A1 Whopper before.
I see.
And you weren't too impressed by it. That's why I saw it and like, but mozzarella sounds good. I like mozzarella sticks.
Maybe that's what it needed.
Mozzarella
That's what I
sticks.
didn't get was mozzarella sticks.
It doesn't have mozzarella sticks.
Okay.
It's just the cheese, but still gets you thinking of mozzarella sticks.
And you do like your mozzarella sticks. Anytime we go out to eat, if there's mozzarella sticks available, mozzarella sticks will be ordered.
It's an American thing, right?
Is mozzarella sticks American?
You gotta throw some mozzarella sticks into that.
Are they an American thing?
Well, at Denny's they had, I don't know if they still have it, but they have the mozzarella grilled cheese sandwich. It was on the 2468 menu. So it was grilled cheese and then mozzarella sticks
So they
layered
had,
on the grilled cheese, and it came with like marinara sauce too.
how was it? You did
Cheesy.
try it. Oh, okay. But I mean, was it too much? Was it overdone? Because you like mozzarella sticks.
I like it.
And you like grilled
I
cheese, but you like the combination. It could have gone too far,
Could have.
but no, it didn't.
Or maybe it was missing something.
It needed more.
Well, I don't know. I guess people like having it with like grilled cheese with tomato bisque.
Yeah,
Not really American, but
I don't get that. Where did that?
chicken noodle soup, that's American.
Where you dip your sandwich?
In the tomato bisque and then you eat it. So it's like cheesy, tomatoey.
That's
It's like a veggie burger almost. It sounds
That's
like.
weird. Yeah, and I'd heard of that, and then I wanted to try it, but I don't think I like tomato bisque. Although, it's what they serve at the medieval times. Is that a tomato bisque?
Yes, it is.
You were recently at medieval times, right?
Yes.
Well, recently, as in like 2 weeks ago.
What? I got distracted by the song.
Medieval times.
Yes.
Did we talk about medieval times? But these are American times. We're in American time. Yeah, you should. I was gonna say you should have gone to that Wild West one. Do you remember that one? They used to have a Wild West near a Wild West show near the medieval times.
Oh,
show.
that was where their pirate one is now, right?
Yeah, they have a pirate
Yeah.
one there, but before they had a Wild West for America, and then apparently it didn't do so well, so they made some pirates were in.
It wasn't politically correct.
Maybe I never got to see it. I think they just like
Yeah, you
gutted it
wish
and then
you
threw a
had.
pirate. I wish I had now, but then I guess pirates are in style now. So now they're gonna have like a zombie one because zombies are now in.
Well, there's who's gonna come after them? Pirates? Like that ain't right.
Zombies versus pirates. You don't even have to retheme it. You just throw in zombies.
Pirates versus
Pirates.
knights. Zombie knights.
A crossover. Like you have them come in because where we're at, they have in Buena Park, they have the medieval times, which I found out is all over the country. They have multiple ones. I didn't know that.
Yes.
For the longest time, I just thought medieval times, Buena Park. But right next door, they have Pirates Adventure or something like that, which is the same kind of show, but with pirates. It used to be the Wild West show, but it's the pirate show now. So they should have a crossover where they take over the other building, and then knights fight pirates. I'd watch that show.
Yes.
Have you seen? You've seen the medieval times, but you haven't seen the pirates one.
No,
right?
not the pirates one.
The medieval time. Oh yeah. So you went recently to the medieval times one. How was it? You like the medieval times?
Yeah, it was good. I think this is the third time I saw it.
Did your knight win?
No, he's the first one to
What?
lose. Yeah,
Maybe you should have
Kinda-
cheered harder. That's what
our group was like one of the ones that cheered pretty hard. it was. I think the only group who cheered harder than us was the yellow group.
Which group were you?
Red and yellow, which is kind of awkward. You're like red and yellow, and yellow's like yellow.
You're like, but us, not them, not their yellow, our yellow. But he went down first.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones to go down, and you could tell right away he was going to throw the match. And like, oh, come on, not the first
How much did they pay you? You're a bum.
I think it's because he's a new guy, too. So
so you want to get the veteran guy. Pro tip.
Yeah.
Get the veteran. If they put you in one place, look at the Knights, and then move to another spot. Which you can't actually do.
Yes. You just grab a bunch of crowns and start shifting your way around like, yes, I won!
Or you go a few times, gather a few crowns, and then whoever wins, you swap crowns in your section.
Traitor! Get him!
I believe you mean winner.
Winner right here.
Right.
Losers all around. Oh. The devastation.
Why are you mad? Because my team won?
Don't be mad, bro.
And you swap crowns out. I know which way the tide is turning. I'm going to be on the winning side. But you got the increased package too, right? Like you didn't just get the regular.
Yeah, it was the royalty package. So it was in the first 2 rows. So our row ended up being right up against the very first row, and they have this glass divider which makes it awkward to see.
Is the glass divider all the way around? Like if you sit anywhere, or is it just kind of
all the way around?
Okay.
Because keep the sand and sparks and metal stuff, weapons from hitting you.
Sword breaks off. Thunk.
Yeah. So you're sitting there and you look down and it's like, okay, but then it's almost like looking at if you had 2 monitors stacked one on top of the other, and you're watching like one program that encompasses both of them, then you have the bezel that gets in the way. It's like there's a line in there. It's distracting.
You can't help but look at the line.
Yeah.
Your eyes just keep looking at it.
Pretty much.
So did it protect your food, though? And you from the elements of the arena?
Not quite. Luckily we finished the food, but then there was a horse that ran by a bit enthusiastically, right? And what happened was he kicked up a bunch of sand and it just flew right over that divider wall, the glass protecting thing, and went right into everyone's cups and plates and faces and neck and chest.
Oh my.
Yes.
Oh my. But it was
people are like, what was that?
It was
sand.
Only sand though, right?
Well, it's kind of like the horses do their business wherever. So it's almost like a litter box, a giant litter box. So what they do, they kind of scoop it and then dump it off in whatever. But the sand is basically there and, it touches it and it gets moved around all the time and re-raked. So it's not clean sand.
So it might not have been just sand. But by now... So what happens is when you go to medieval times, like they serve the food earlier, like pretty much in the beginning part, before the jousting and stuff happens. It's more when they have show horses and stuff, like look what I can do, and then they do a horsey thing, and you usually serve you all your horses in the beginning, and then you're done, and then you're just kind of watching the show, right? It's been a little while since I've been there, so
yeah, they tend to do all the slower stuff so that you don't really have to pay attention. It's like, oh, look at the horse can trot this way and it can stand on its legs and walk, and it can walk backwards and it can kneel down and it can do all these things. Yeah. So it's more of a, here's the pass the time while you eat, because we know you're just half paying attention.
And it's smart because you don't want to have to be looking down, looking up, looking down, looking up. Don't want to get tomato bisque on you, which is how I got here. Yes. In case you were wondering, that is how we ended up here. Because what did they serve you? They serve you a chicken, chicken parts,
tomato bisque, the garlic bread, half a small chicken. Well, yeah, half a small chicken.
Is there something else?
I think they used to have one rib that they gave you.
Yes,
took
the
that out.
rib. Oh wait, what?
They took it out. There's no more rib.
That was
no
because
more.
I think we went for my birthday. Oh no, we went again after.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the rib there still. What?
No, it's gone now.
You mean the rib's gone? There wasn't that much food to begin with.
It's gone.
Would they give you more chicken or something?
No, it's gone. It's just gone.
Ah, what the heck? So you have less food.
So your chicken is basically your main thing, and then you get half of a potato
Oh yes,
with Mojo seasoning.
Did we get the seasoning when we did it?
Yeah, it's seasoned.
Is that new?
No, it's always been. It's like sliced in half, and then they put Mojo seasoning on it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like one giant thick French fry.
That you're like
And then some boiled corn that's been seasoned.
The corn's new.
Nah,
I don't think they had the corn last time.
I think it was there last time too.
And I really don't remember. I remember the rib.
And they still came around saying, "You need a box? You need a box?" And like, I got less food now. I got one less rib.
I need more food than I needed before.
And then they give you what do they call it? The pastry of the castle or something? Or yeah, pastry of the castle, which ended up just being an apple turnover.
Now that they had
Small
before.
apple turnover, yeah.
Wait, so they didn't even exchange anything for your rib?
No. Cost cutting. They didn't even fill up the tomato bisque bowl all the way. They only put halfway.
Wait, don't they? When they do the tomato bisque, though, they come with the or are they already in the bowls, or do they pour it into the bowl?
No, it's in one of those like coffee pitcher carafe things, and they pour it in there.
Yeah, he's showing me a
So-
picture of it, and it's pretty low. Maybe we'll post this on the site, but it's pretty low.
You
And
only
you
get, like,
didn't eat
half.
any, right?
I didn't eat any yet. This is just what they poured in. And it's like I was taking a picture of everything before I ate it. And yeah.
Wow, that's now that's what I was wondering. If they're pouring it, can you like tell them?
And the chicken,
keep going.
they call it baby dragon. Like, here's your baby dragon. Baby dragon. Baby dragon.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't remember. That must. I don't remember.
It depends
that.
on the server.
Oh, okay,
But yeah, baby dragon.
baby dragon.
It's toothless. It's okay. Oh, sad.
That's not better. That's far that's why would you do that? But then, that's kind of a bummer. And you eat with your hands, right?
Yes.
Because in medieval times they did not have utensils. Hence,
There are no utensils during medieval times. Hence, there are no utensils at medieval times.
but they had Pepsi in medieval times.
I just work here.
And this was Cable Guy Theater.
Yes.
For those
Do
of
the
you-
Jim Carrey bit where he does a lisp,
What?
asking for a beer.
I don't remember it. See, I don't even remember the medieval times because every time we go. But so it was a good show though, and you see it's the same way because they rotate the show too. Well, they rotate who wins the show, and then I think they've changed the show. I think it kind of got like they want it to be more like Game of Thrones since it's all popular now, so they're trying to get those people in, I guess.
Yeah, that was one of the things too. Is it was more for I don't know if it was birthday or Father's Day. I want to say both.
Both,
because
I
it
think.
came right between both. But yeah, celebration regardless.
Celebration.
And that was his comment. Was like, it's very much like Game of Thrones, where they're just fighting each other and killing each other and stabbing each other. And
Because you took Claudia's dad
yeah,
for his birthday / Father's Day thing,
Yeah.
and he watches Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
He's a fan,
A fan, and now he's a fan of medieval times.
and now he's a fan. I guess that makes. I wonder if they got a bump from that actually, because of Game of Thrones.
I would say so, because it's actually pretty crowded.
Yeah, I never thought of that, but yeah, people are really into Game of Thrones now.
Welcome to medieval times. I'll be your serving wench, Melinda. Might I fetch you something from the barkeep?
Dost have thou a mug of ale for me and me mate? He has been pitched in battle for a fortnight, and has a king's thirst for the frosty brew, thus thou might have for thus.
I'll be right back, my lord.
My thanks to ye, fair wench.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, thanks. Look,
I think for the longest time that was I'd never been to medieval times, but I'd seen that.
It's actually a pretty long clip.
It's not just
Is medieval times.
that was you, right? That's what you sounded like.
For a night feasting and sport the likes of which you will never forget. Yes! I charge
That was me,
That was you too.
Jim Carrey.
You are Jim Carrey when you go to medieval times.
Sure.
the games begin! The blue knight rules! The red knight sucks the big one! You're going down, red knight!
That is
Going
definitely
down, down, down!
or Claudia.
Red knight going down! Down, down, down! Red knight going down!
But you were red and yellow knight.
Yes. Red and yellow.
I gotta imagine that.
Can I get a knife and fork?
There were no utensils in medieval times, hence there are no utensils at medieval times. Would you like a refill on that Pepsi?
There were no utensils, but there was Pepsi.
Dude, I got a lot of tables.
Can I have your skin?
Yes.
I gotta say that there's probably a lot of people who've never been to medieval times, and that is their only reference point for medieval times.
Yeah, and every time they go there, they're like,
They want to do the line.
they do all the lines all the time.
Oh, it's gotta suck when you work.
It's like, again?
You can't avoid it. It's just right there. It's right in front of you.
God bless America.
Which brings us back to America. 4th of July weekend. Yay! Where we usually go see fireworks and stuff. What you guys used to do? Did you guys celebrate it when you were younger with your parents and stuff? Did you guys?
Yeah, we went out to Wilson Park, and that's where they had the fireworks for that area in Torrance. And I guess now they have a lot more locations, so they do it at the beach, and I think Newport Beach or Long Beach has one, or both of them, and then I think there's one up in Manhattan or Hermosa.
Does El Camino have one too?
I don't remember. Actually, I can look it up.
But it's kind of weird too, since we live pretty close to Disneyland. We have annual passes, or we have passes to get in, basically, to get to Disneyland, so we can see fireworks every night. Really good fireworks every night, actually,
But without the music.
without
Unless you're
patriotic
there.
music.
Yeah.
Which I'm wondering, actually, bit off topic or on topic. Do they do a patriotic one for the 4th of July at Disneyland? Do they change it up and try?
Yeah, what they used to do was, because it was such a popular thing, was they had the shows that ran July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and sometimes on the 5th. And they tweaked the schedule, but now this year they are only doing it on the 4th. So it's not consistent, it always changes, but yeah. So I just pulled up the list. There's one in Cudahy, one in Hollywood at the Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's
Lancaster.
Smokey Robinson's doing the bowl. Carrie's mom's going to that one with her friend. That's why I remembered it. Smokey Robinson is doing that one. Old Smokey.
The fireworks or the person?
He will be doing a concert and lighting fireworks. He'll just be walking around with a torch,
And the area will be all smoky.
and it'll be all. That's what she did there.
This is getting it.
Moving on. What was
The
it?
smoke gets in your eyes and attracts to the tears.
Oh
Your face,
no!
that.
Oh no! Go ahead and just file that one.
Good. It was good.
You
Pat
keep
myself
it.
on the
You
back.
keeping that one? You gonna stick with that one? The tracks and tears. No one's gonna get that.
Listen to oldies.
No one's gonna get that.
Don't judge me.
No one's gonna get that joke. Old timer.
Back in my day. Back to the list. As if nothing happened.
Nothing.
Lancaster, La Mirada, La Puente, Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium, Norwalk at the Civic Center lawn, Pico Rivera at El Rancho High School. Oh, and that's actually today, Friday,
July the 3rd.
July 3rd. I guess you wanted 4th of July.
Well, I mean, I guess everyone's got to get their fireworks in.
Somehow.
Well, I'm guessing even around your own neighborhood, the week leading up to the 4th of July and away from 4th of July, there's
Well,
people
it looks
setting
like-
off stuff.
It looks like Hollywood's doing it twice, because they're also doing the fireworks again on 4th of July, Saturday, July 4th. Which
Wait.
is funny, because when in America, when you say the dates, you say the month, the year, or the month, the day of the year. So July 4th, 2015.
Hmm.
You go to other countries and they say like, oh, 4th of July 2015. So they say day, month, year.
Which always confuses me whenever I
sequential
look
order.
at something.
But when we say Independence Day, we say 4th of July, like how they say it overseas.
Maybe it's just to mock them because of our independence, because of our freedom.
It's like, we're going to take this from you and call it ours.
It's
because
ours
we
now,
can.
because of freedom. We liberated it from you.
Bald eagles, fireballs,
Because obviously it's
barbecues.
purely an American holiday. And then in Canada, they're like, what's all those fireworks about? Because they have their own
They
independence
just had
Day.
Canada Day a few days ago.
Wait, is theirs... What does theirs celebrate?
Canada.
Just in general, like Canada, yeah.
Oh, Canada.
Because ours is supposed to be independence, right? Even though I think it's something different. Like our actual Independence Day is a different day or something like that. I'd heard.
What?
I don't
It was
know.
the Declaration of Independence. That's when it was
like,
signed.
yeah, but not like completely signed or something. Like it's something
John
weird.
Hancock.
Like it was started this time, but not everyone got to finish signing it until like the 7th or something like that. I have to look it up. I need some.
You got a book, Chromebook right in front of you.
Oh yeah. We'll do some witty banter then.
Witty. Okay, so on the day of, Alhambra, Artesia, Baldwin Park, Burbank, Calabasas, Cerritos, Claremont, Commerce, Crescenta Valley, Culver City, Diamond Bar, Eagle Rock, El Sereno, Gardena, Hanson Dam, Hollywood, Huntington Park, Irwindale, La Crescenta, La Habra, La Mirada, Lancaster, Long Beach, Los Angeles again, Linwood, Malibu again, Marina Del Rey again, Monrovia, Pacific Palisades, Pasadena, Pomona, Puerto Rancho, Donna Beach, Rosemead, San Fernando, San Pedro, Santa Clarita, South Almonte, Studio City, Sunland, Tahunga, Walnut, Westlake Village, Woodland Hills, and Valencia.
That's who's.
That's a huge list.
That's who's
from what it
having
was
fireworks,
before.
right?
Yeah, in LA County.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a huge list.
So you can see fireworks from anywhere.
Wherever. And that's one of the things too, like when we stopped actually going to the places like Wilson Park and whatever to go look at the fireworks because it got so crowded. You couldn't find parking anywhere. And my parents were like, we don't want to deal with it. So they just brought out the ladder, like, go up on the roof. And it's like you see the fireworks going off, like, ooh, I can see Wilson Park. And you turn over to the side, oh, there's Redondo Beach. And you turn up north and like, oh, that must be like Culver City or Marina Del Rey or something. You just keep looking around like, oh, look, there's one. Those are illegal. There's one.
Those legal, not legal, not legal, not illegal. A lot of those probably.
Yeah. And one of the funny things, too, is like now over here, there's fireworks pretty much everywhere you look. It's like everyone's shooting them off from their house, not the legal ones. But you don't even need to go anywhere. You just set out in the front yard and a cloud of like fireworks leftovers just washes over you. Very sulfurous smelling.
Oh, right. Once the winds, they are changing.
And it gets cold fast because you're basically generating this fake cloud, artificial cloud over this area. And it's just like, ooh, it's chilly. Even though it was like 100 degrees outside in the afternoon.
Okay, so I found out. So apparently, according to Wikipedia, which is always correct, apparently, during the American Revolution, the legal separation of the 13 colonies from Great Britain occurred on July the 2nd, when the Second Continental Congress voted to approve a resolution of independence that had been proposed earlier, declaring the United States independent from Great Britain's rule. So they voted on it and said, yeah, we're going to separate on July the 2nd, officially. And then after voting on it, they wrote the Declaration of Independence, which is like in writing, like, here's basically what we're actually saying.
We the people.
Which was finally finished on July the 4th, which became the Independence Day. And apparently John Adams had written to his wife on the 3rd, after the vote on the 2nd, saying, the 2nd day of July, 1776, will be the most memorable in the history of America. I am apt to believe it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as a great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as this day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. But basically, he even was like, yep, July the 2nd, gonna be remembered. Everyone's gonna remember this one. And then everyone remembers July the 4th as the day, official Independence Day. But then we actually voted on it 2 days earlier. So we are already pretty much rebels by then. We were good.
Against the Empire.
Against the Empire. But, I mean, who remembers history and stuff like that?
I do. I actually had a video. I said we the people, that's Bill of Rights, but...
I was going to let it go.
Just let it go.
Just let it go?
Let it go.
So you had a video. No.
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 It's America right now.
You can't bring it in. No.
No, it was a Disney video of all things. And it was a history of Ben Franklin. And he had a little mouse that talked to him and kind of did all the stuff for him, basically.
So it's based on facts, then.
Sure. He had a mouse named Amos.
Okay.
And he was the one who lived in his hat. It was almost like Ratatouille style. And he was trying to write up a draft of the Declaration of Independence. And he's like, we got to think it's got to be impactful. And this is the mouse talking as he's like walking around. And he's like, hold on, let me write this down. And it's like, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitles them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation.
So he's dictating it to the mouse?
No, the mouse is dictating to Ben Franklin.
Oh, the mouse.
History.
It's
Disney
Sorry,
history.
I got that confused. Why don't I remember history? Right, of course, the mouse came up with that. And then Ben Franklin's like, this is good stuff. I'm totally stealing this.
He's writing it down. And then it cuts to, they signed the Declaration of Independence, and then it's like, yay, there's a statue in his honor, and this is why the mouse is famous.
Oh.
Well, it showed the tour group with the students asking the questions, and then saying, oh, okay, so Ben Franklin, this and that, and then it cuts up to the hat that Ben Franklin's wearing, and there's a school group of mice on top, and the little mouse statue on top of there. And he's the one responsible for all of this.
Not that guy down there.
No, not that guy.
That guy stole from the mice. He stole liberty from us. And they put us down here. Oh, that's a little darker.
So yeah, that.
So that's history and how it functions. True history. Look it up.
Disney will teach you everything you need to know.
You never need to watch anything but Disney stuff.
Yeah.
And Disney's history. Lesson learned.
I actually took that video into class. It's like, oh, I got a video at home that we can show, and The teacher's like, "Oh, okay," without even asking what the video was, or it's like, "Let me watch it first." And
Could have been anything. Could have been anything.
I gave it to her. She popped it in. We're gonna watch this video now. Popped it in. Like, well, that's not exactly what happened, but
Bold move, teacher. Bold move. Just go. Just play anything that the students bring in.
I guess I was a good student. It's
I was
like,
saying-
why would I have any reason to doubt you?
Any trust right out the window from that day on. They're like, I can't trust anything. This
And then I failed my class.
That's what I was gonna say. And then that's how that story ended. Poorly.
I had to repeat the 3rd grade.
All because of that video. Damn you, Disney. You ruined my life. I don't understand how history works. I believe it's written by mice. Well, if Disney has their way, it will be written by a mouse. In their way. But speaking of Disney, I saw, Disney Pixar. I finally saw Inside Out.
Yes, go on.
So depressing.
No, it's not. It was amazing, right?
Yeah, no, that was good. I finally saw it, so we can talk about it. Unless we want to leave no spoilers, but yeah, it was.
Now I can talk about it. I think a lot of people have seen it, but at this point already. If they haven't seen it, then whatever.
Spoilers tag.
Spoiler alert.
Here. Inside this part right here.
Just keep hitting that skip button. Go 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30
Yeah.
seconds, 30 seconds. Keep doing that for a while.
Side note, I did that when I was listening to another podcast. We were talking about Game of Thrones, which we started watching recently, but they were talking about the end of the season. So I'd skip to the 30 seconds, and they'd be talking about a spoiler, and I'd skip to another 30 seconds, a different spoiler. I'm like, what the heck? I was like,
Spoiler coming fast. Way
every
too
30
fast.
seconds. It's like, I didn't know that. I didn't know. So, yeah, skip, but don't
I know
listen.
exactly what happens now.
I know everything that happens now. But Inside Out, yeah, I thought it was pretty good actually. Probably one of my favorites, I guess. It seemed to be well crafted, like it made you think about yourself, kind of thing,
Yeah.
and how you feel, because it's about feelings.
Feelings. Nothing more than
You didn't have that queued up.
feelings. No.
We'll just have you sing it then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw it last week. I saw it with Carrie.
And it was awesome. It was in your top 5 movie list. That actually was my opener. I guess we skipped the round table. But let's do that.
Now into the round table.
Starting the round table. What is in your top 5 list of Pixar films? Inside Out, number 1, right?
No. It could be though.
It's
but
in the top 5?
the problem is I just recently saw it. So I had
that's recency bias.
exactly. I was like, oh, it's the most recent one. Must be the best. I think so. I looked up a list and I was looking through them. I'm like, and I'd forgotten them too.
Their 15th movie.
15th movie. But I haven't seen all of them though. I haven't seen Cars 2.
Yeah, that one you're pretty much okay missing.
Okay.
You don't really...
But I gotta complete the.
You gotta
the
complete
collection.
it at some point, but it's not really a must-watch.
It's not gonna make the list.
Not on my list, no.
And if I had watched it, it wouldn't have made my list. Let's see. So for top 5, oh, that's hard. Well, you should probably go first then.
Okay, I'll give you my top 2.
So
I'll start off with that.
Wait, you're gonna open with the top 2 and then go down? Would
Yeah.
you open with the 5th one and then go up?
No. It's because I know what I like. So I'm going to go the other way.
Why just go to the top? No one's gonna care about your other ones. They're like, I already know his best one.
Okay, fine.
Top 3. Just do the top 3.
Top 3.
And starting from 3. Bury the headline.
Okay.
Make them earn it. Make them listen to the podcast a little more. Do you not know them in the other order?
Okay, well, I'll stick with top 5.
You already had 5, didn't you?
I already did.
See? I need more time to prepare. There's so
Need
many.
more time.
You even gave me time, and I'm still looking at this list.
Okay, how about this? You don't have to put in order, but you do have to say which one is your top. The first one or two that are your top ones. The rest don't have to be in order. It's just be in your top 5 list.
Okay.
Make it easier. No?
Yeah. It does, technically.
So just your top movie and then the rest of the 4.
Okay. No, you go first.
Oh, okay.
I still now I'm rearranging.
Okay. So in mine, it will definitely be Incredibles in the top 5. I would want to say Toy Story 3.
Now, is that recency? Or did you like that better than 2?
No, I liked it better than the
Okay.
first and second one.
I couldn't really... I was trying to remember the first and second one. Because that's why I was like, 3 is the best. Like, is it really the best? Or am I just remembering it as the best?
Well, it wrapped everything up really nicely. That's the thing, too.
That's true.
So,
Until the 4th one comes out.
could be another Cars, too.
Ruined. Okay, Toy Story 3, right.
So Incredibles and Toy Story 3, and I don't know, I'm leaning a little bit more towards Finding Nemo. Yeah. And then for the top 1 and 2, I don't know which one's on top. They're pretty on par with each other, but it's going to be WALL-E and Up, and that'll be my top 5.
Okay.
I can't decide between WALL-E and Up. I like them both for different reasons.
Interestingly enough, Inside Out did not even make the list. It's below the top 5.
Oh yeah, I thought we were like not counting.
Oh, not counting Inside Out. I thought we were
because
counting
there's recency
Inside.
bias, right?
Right. We need some time. Okay, but you liked it enough that it might make the list.
It might make the top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we'll have to put it out for a later podcast and like Inside Out now. There's been enough time.
Once A Good Dinosaur comes out.
Okay.
So other than Inside Out.
Right, other than Inside Out. Okay, that does kind of narrow it down then, because I think I was going to put it in there. So I'd have... it's kind of the same, actually. So I had... Actually, yeah. Toy Story 3. Actually, now that I think about it. Now I'm wondering if you're biasing me.
My list looks exactly like yours.
Let's see. Yeah, kind of. I think I just had... It's pretty much the same. WALL-E, The Incredibles, Finding Nemo. Actually, I would have put Monsters Inc. somewhere in there for mine. But I did have Up for my top one. I think my Up's kind of one of my more favorite-ish ones, I guess. Because I kind of like that feeling, although it's a kind of a bummer in the beginning. But that thought where they're growing old together and stuff like that, I guess that part really like, oh, I want to do that.
It's very emotional, like Inside Out.
Yeah, oh my goodness. And it's front-loaded, too, with that.
Yes.
Inside Out, it just stretches it out during the course of the movie. You're just like, it just keeps happening. And happening, and sadder, and sadder. But it picks up. It picks up. It's lighthearted, but for some people, it's mostly just a downer. I'm just saying. But it's still good. I like the movie. But yeah, Up. I think Up.
But it had a happy ending.
It does have a happy ending. Spoilers. In case you weren't sure if it was going to have a happy ending. But, or maybe WALL-E. I think I need to watch WALL-E again, actually.
WALL-E's awesome.
WALL-E is good.
And Up is awesome, too. I like the music in Up. And the cool thing is they actually integrated the music in Up with the Main Street music, just like WALL-E at Disneyland.
With the Main Street music?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you hear the music from, was it? No, it wasn't the Easter Parade. Guys and Dolls?
Yes, Guys and Dolls.
Yeah. So you have that integrated in the music loop. It's like, hey, WALL-E music. It's like, no. That's for you, Steven.
There you go. Steven would not agree. Yeah, it's not.
No, but when you walk around Disneyland, that's actually what you hear. People like, oh, that's this music and that music. It's like, no, it's actual music from something. But just like Guardians of the Galaxy, like all that old music, where I guess it's old,
Yeah,
but it's rediscovered, and people are
True.
like, this is awesome.
I like that Guardians of the Galaxy music from the soundtrack.
Yes.
which is based on just other
The
music.
Awesome Mix Volume 1. And then when the second one comes out, Awesome Mix Volume 2. Yeah.
Did you see the title for that one? They
Uh,
released the title for Guardians of the Galaxy
No,
2.
what was it?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Based on the Awesome Mix thing. So they've got a title. And apparently it has the feels in it, according to Chris Pratt. When he read it. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I read that one. Wait, so what was different in your list from mine? Monsters,
I
Inc.?
had Monsters Inc. in there. Let's see. I was trying to, well, Toy Story 3 definitely had the feels in it. But then, yeah, mine's is pretty much the same. I don't know which one I'd remove from yours to put that in because they're all pretty good. But I mean,
Well, yeah, like Wall-E had the feels in it. Because, like, a lot of these, the ones on my list, a lot of the feels had to deal with death. Like, and characters dying and stuff like that. Or, like, facing the prospect of death. So it was like, that was Wall-E, that was in Up, that was in,
it's in Finding Nemo in the very beginning. It's in the beginning. Kind of like Up, actually. It's in the beginning.
and kind of again, too, when Nemo goes out to prove himself.
Right.
He's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Did I make it?" It's like, "Is he gonna make it?" And then it cuts to a happy scene. He's like, "First day of school." No, wait, he already had school.
Right.
Yeah, but that. Yeah, I'd say Monsters Inc. also had a. Well, that was another Pete Docter movie, though.
A what?
Pete Docter, the one who did Inside Out. So a lot of the feels in there. He directed the movie.
Oh,
So that last scene with the door and Boo.
right. which obviously meant we were getting a Monsters Inc. 2 where it'd continue, right? Huh?
Monsters University, you mean? The prequel?
Right. The prequel no one was looking for.
Yes.
But we got, which people kind of are down on. I thought it was fine. I guess maybe I didn't think it was the greatest one ever, so.
Yeah, I remember when Toy Story first came out, it's like, okay, that's cool. I didn't really think it was the best thing ever. But it got critical acclaim. Then Bug's Life came out and people are like, this is going to be the next Toy Story. And it's like, eh. And then Toy Story 2 came out, like, that's actually pretty good.
They took
And they-
what was good about the other one, made it better.
And then threw in a bunch of things that they were able to tie in with, I guess, more mainstream kind of pop culture references. So,
Right.
like having the Star Wars thing with Buzz and Zurg.
Right. Actually, speaking of Toy Story 2, it kind of reminded me of that thing that they used also in Inside Out, with the character kind of being left behind. Basically, Jesse's storyline in Toy Story 2.
Oh, yeah.
That was
The feels.
that was the feels part where it's just a montage too of
Well, Up was a montage,
Up was a montage too of feel. Yeah, that's true.
but that was a feels of death.
That was a death feels kind of thing. Well, the thing about Jesse's, the problem was she apparently never dies, so she just continues to feel forever. Dark.
I've been abandoned so many times. I have no feels.
no feels.
Why isn't it working? Why isn't anything working?
Which apparently is what happens is the end result of Toy Story, it seems like, on a long enough timeline, unless they are destroyed, like the bear,
Spoilers.
the bear from, well, I don't know.
Lots
if
of
that
hugging bear.
Yes, he's also, his problem is, same problem. Eventually they leave you, and then you get all dark or something, and it's not apparently all
But
happiness.
it's okay if I smell like strawberries
It is true. He does smell like strawberries, so that's okay.
or cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Too soon. Yeah.
So Toy Story 2, right?
Yeah, that was good. Monsters Inc. Oh, we just covered that. Finding Nemo, we just covered that too. Incredibles. That one was actually good for a different reason. Not really much the feels so much, just as like this is one of those more mature but still well-rounded movies, I guess. Yep, spoilers.
But that one was something different than the ones before. Well, actually, they've all been kind of different. First one's with toys, second one's with bugs, fish,
Yeah.
monsters. Now, superheroes. This is kind of before the time the superheroes, like now, superheroes are big, but
Yeah.
when Incredibles came out, they were kind of, there wasn't like a big superhero thing. Was it even Iron? This is pre-Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
So,
And then it was also, because that was in 2004, it was also more real, like the real life setting that they had. It's like, oh, he's this kind of person. He's an everyday guy, except for this. So on that level, it's like entertaining. Cars, I don't really see it had much of a feel. It felt very much like a kid's movie to me.
but I do like Cars in the way that when they finally get to Radiator Springs, and kind of, it's something about that is I like I guess it's personally like I like to go out like on that made me want to go on like Route 66 and go see a place like that, where especially when they repair it, or like when it lights up at night and they're like driving through it and you see it kind of
And
in
like shaboom.
yeah, when doing that part right there made me kind of give me a little bit of the feels, because it's all broken down. They're all just like, we're out in the middle of nowhere and no one comes out here anymore kind of thing. That part where they are going through town after, and you see what it looked like when before the big highways came, the Mother Road was around.
Yeah, it's playing a little bit more nostalgia, but kids wouldn't really have that nostalgia.
Well, I mean, I didn't really have nostalgia for it either, because it was before my time.
I did.
Of course you did.
It was before my time, but I still did.
But I didn't have nostalgia for it, but just the thought of...
Did you read The Grapes of Wrath?
Sort of. I kind of... Depression, I know what it's about.
Okay.
I know what it's about. I might have skimmed it in school, because they made me read it. That's the thing about school books. I might have read those same books on my own, but when I was mandated to read them by the school, I'm like, I don't want to read it. This is stupid.
You can't make me read it.
You can't make me read it. Meanwhile, if I had found it on the outside, I'd be like, oh, this is
It was the
interesting.
best thing ever.
Every time. It's so terrible. But yeah, that scene when they did that, after seeing it where it like had fallen to, and like this is what it looked like in its heyday. This is when, it was big time and everyone came by on their way out to the west or to the east or something. That part made me gave me a bit of the feels, even though I didn't have anything to do with that time. And then when I see it on Radiator Springs, when you're inside the ride, it kind of retouches that part of me when I saw it in the movie, like, oh, this is awesome. This is amazing kind of thing. So that's also why I like Radiator Springs, the part that you're not racing. I love the racing part, but I love that part where you're actually going through Radiator Springs, or when you're even walking down into Cars Land, it's redone like that.
Yeah, and that was done on purpose too.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
and the thing is, that was a John Lasseter movie, and then that was his baby, and then he brought it back to life, or brought it to life in California Adventure.
In California Adventure, yeah. And it is, and it's a well done land, and when it ties into the movie very well.
Right.
Probably better than the Bugs Land, which is next door, sort of, because the Bugs Land doesn't really have anything to really pull upon so much. Like, everything's bigger because you're down in the grass, but this one had things you could, like, this was in the movie. This exact throughway was in the movie, and now you're walking through it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so Cars actually probably a little higher on my list than yours. Lower than the top 5, but probably higher on my list than it'd be on your list, because one of the things on my bucket list is to one day hopefully go down Route 66. I think it goes from Chicago to Santa Barbara or Santa Monica? Santa Monica to Chicago.
Santa Monica, here's the end of it.
Exactly. One day I'd like to just like drive that. Of course, I don't even know what's along there. Probably a lot of nothing.
Seeing those the cozy cones, the teepee tent,
the teepee tents, if they still have them.
They do.
Oh, they still do.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they probably got a bump after the movie, because
they did.
I couldn't be the only ones like, oh,
like after the movie came out, a bunch of Route 66 related stuff became quite popular.
Oh, yeah. So that in me personally, it added it to my bucket list. I'm like, I'd like to do that. I also want to like see other states and stuff like that. I was like, that's a good way to see it. Like, see the country from what time period was that? The 40s or something? The 50s?
The Depression.
The Depression era.
20s.
20s, really? Wow. Okay, that's a lot older than I thought. But yes. So yeah, the Cars movie did that for me. It added something that I would never have thought of wanting to do. And a lot of other people too.
Well, 20s to 30s is 1929.
Okay.
And then to 1939.
Exactly. So the boom town, when people were moving across the country, seeing these were city or towns along the route, the main route that kind of went from the east to the west.
Right.
As people made their way to the prospects in the west. So yeah, that's Cars. Actually, Cars probably higher on my list, but yeah, in general, it doesn't have super feels like the other ones we were talking about. But yeah, like that one. What was next? Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Yes. That one was. It was all right.
I was about to say the same thing. I'm like, yeah, it's good. I liked it.
It was good. It was entertaining. It. I don't really have any of the feels or anything
No,
like that.
no, it didn't have any specific feels to it. That
was another Brad Bird movie too. So Incredibles and then Ratatouille.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Did Incredibles have super feels to it? Like, I guess there are certain. I'm trying to think of a scene.
I think
that
Incredibles is more entertainment. I guess the feels is like when the family gets together, and then the realization of everything that you're doing is for your family in a way, and you kind of work together as a unit.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of feel
Whereas
for Syndrome,
a little bit
actually.
dysfunctional in the beginning.
I think for Syndrome, not when he becomes Syndrome, but earlier, what turns him into Syndrome.
I'm your biggest fan, Incrediboy.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that character right there, that could be a lot of people.
Yeah.
That are very big fans of it. That could be me about something that I really like. But then just gets smacked down, basically, and then becomes a super villain. Which is like, okay, that's actually a clever thing, where it's like, I thought it was really clever. That's why I probably made our list, because it's a good movie. Lower on the feels, like no specific moment where it's just like, oh, that thing, no one's dying. Technically, well, okay.
Gusto was dead. The chef for that restaurant, he was the ghost, but he was the ghost who pushed Remy.
Oh wait, no, we're talking about Ratatouille. Sorry, I was still on Incredibles.
Oh,
sorry, Ratatouille. Right? Yes.
Oh, for death? Yes.
Yes.
It was
technically before.
Ooh, Gazer Beam.
Right. Nice pull.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I was like, they died before.
You saw a skeleton.
Right, and then he left that thing, the message. But yeah, good pull.
Yeah.
I was gonna also say, I would have also accepted spoilers. Syndrome.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I would have also, but not. But I didn't even think of it took me a second to think of the other guy that were already dead.
Yeah.
Previous to when you see the movie, when you see him in the movie, and then Syndrome dies, or does he? Okay, he's probably totally dead.
Incredibles 2.
The bits of Syndrome.
It's coming out.
That is coming out.
TBA. No date yet.
Eventually.
Sorry. Probably 3 years from now.
Probably.
At least.
Well, we'll get to the new ones coming out at the end, once we get to the end.
Yeah. But
Ratatouille.
Yeah, so that was good.
It was good, right?
Spires. I think that was around the time when everyone was like all on the Food Network train and everything too. I think.
Yeah, maybe. It was a good movie.
But Wall-E and Up, then
the next ones that came out, Wall-E, was a pretty good surprise. Actually, I remember seeing the trailers for it, and it's like it just focused on Wall-E. Not, I don't think the bigger picture on what it becomes like once he gets out there. It feels like it, or I might be remembering it incorrectly, but I could have sworn the earlier trailers for Wall-E basically focused on him and looking up in the space, wanting to do more or something, but he's all alone.
Yeah.
All alone. Or is he? Movie.
What if
What if?
robots had feelings?
Wally.
Eva.
Spoilers. But yeah, that was a good one. And I almost missed it when I was looking at the list.
Yeah.
I like scrolled by it, and then when you said, I'm like, right, Wally, and I looked down, like,
You're
oh,
like,
it's
where-
right there. Duh.
Eyes.
I would have totally missed it, kind of thing. But definitely, how could I miss it? So this is a song that you're listening to now. That if you're in Disneyland,
Put on your Sunday clothes. Instrumental though.
it's instrumental, correct? But you'll hear it. You will hear it, like on Main Street, right?
Yes.
You'll hear it
Right on Main Street. It's
And
catchy too.
And it's from Guys and Dolls.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
I was like, I've never seen Guys and Dolls all the way through, so yeah, that one definitely had
Oh, not Guys and Dolls. Hello Dolly.
Hello Dolly. Sorry,
Dolls, that's what threw
Dolls
me
through
off. Yeah,
you
Hello
off.
Dolly.
I really haven't seen that one. Then I had to pick up on my older
I haven't
musicals.
seen it, but I remember I was going through some of the YouTube videos of Hello Dolly and just watching that scene, that segment where they pull the music from, like, huh. I need more context, but okay.
There it is, because they show a bit of it too, like that's on the video
Yeah,
screen
yeah.
when he's watching it. But it's a small little bit of. I don't even know what that musical's about. Actually, I'm guessing Dolly, or maybe it's a swerve and there's no Dolly at all. It's deeper than that. But yeah, that was on both of our list. Made you get the feels. Sitting in chairs and not moving for a while. It's the American dream.
Well, the IMDb summary is a matchmaker named Dolly Levi takes a trip to Yonkers, New York to see the well-known unmarried half-a-millionaire Horace Vandegelder.
There's a half a millionaires.
Yes. While there, she convinces him, his two stock clerks, and his niece and her beau to go to New York City. New York City! Get the rope. Pace. They can chug it. Okay. In New York, she
This podcast is brought to you by Bates.
can get free salsa now. Just in time for the 4th. No. Far from it. I gotta make my own.
No, you can make some more chips. And then I could.
I bought a stack of corn tortillas.
Ugh.
I'm ready to go. The deep fryers just need to swap out the oil for a fresh batch, and there we go. And
Ben's pro tip
salsa.
for tortilla chips: don't buy them from the store from those big conglomerates. Make your own. Just get a fryer and like
corn tortillas.
the really big stack from like what 57 cents or something.
No, I
From
think
the-
it's like $2 for a stack of like, I don't know, like 70 or something like that.
This
You
is
just
from
cut it
like
like a pizza.
the supermarket, the Mexican supermarkets. I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but
Superior Grocers is
Superior
the one that's
Grocers
right by the
here.
house here.
but yeah,
Because you can buy it from Ralph's, but you don't get as much and they cost more.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to go to the main, like a Ralph's or an Albertsons or any of those places. You want to go to the more neighborhood supermarkets.
Yeah. And I noticed, because I was at Ralph's yesterday buying some stuff, and it's like, the produce isn't as fresh as like when I went to Superior, like the other ones. It's like they have a higher turnover rate of the fresh produce. Where you go to Ralph's and it's like, yeah, there's like fruit flies on the peaches and stuff. I don't think I want this.
This podcast not brought to you by Ralph's, brought to you by
At least one over here.
Yes,
I don't know what it is like in other areas, but the one over here, yeah.
brought to you by other smaller supermarkets, not Ralph's.
Yes.
But yeah,
Shop around.
Shop
Pro
around.
tip.
But what was he? Oh, Wally.
Yes.
Good. Thumbs up. Yes. Good stuff. Well worth a watch. We should have like a marathon Pixar.
Pixar marathon.
That's 15 movies. 15 movies.
About 30 hours.
Okay, maybe not all at once. Moving on. What was the next one?
Well, Up was the one after that.
Up, which was both our list.
Yep.
Top of mine, somewhere on yours. Or was the top of yours? I can't remember. It's a long time ago. Or was it Wally? Is Wally and Up was at the top? But
They're both up there. I'm not putting one over the other at the moment. They're both
your favorite
Yes,
child.
they're both 1 and 2 together simultaneously.
They're both your favorite child. Neither
both-
one of them is your favorite.
They're both my favorites.
But yeah, Up. Yeah, that it front loads the feelings. I mean, there's more scattered, like when he's interacting with what's the boy's name?
Russell.
Thank you.
Russell,
That's how
get down from there.
I should totally cosplay as that.
I found. I named him Kevin. Kevin's a girl.
Exactly. All that. That's the whole movie right there. He just did it for you, basically. That's a small recap of the entire movie. And that's something with a dog.
Squirrel.
There you go. That's the movie. But yeah, it front loads
Hi there.
a lot of the feelings.
I just met you, and I love you.
in the front. And scatters them out across the middle. Like his storyline. His one where he's dealing with the other dogs and stuff. Feels.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really good. And like, I think that
And
beginning
then
part.
Kevin almost dying feels.
Feels.
Spoilers. And then well, do I want to say the ending? How he steps in at the end?
I don't remember.
It's like, oh, he's there for the thing, and he gives him the grape soda badge.
Oh, yes. Well, I guess that is the
Feels.
feels. Yes, sorry. I
If you have
remember
kids, I guess it's feels.
that. I think we
or
got
single
feels.
parent.
I was going to say, you can imagine that's what it's like. But yeah, it had all the feels, and it was a really good, very imaginative movie, to be honest. Man relocates using balloons his entire house.
Following the adventure guy, which had a very Indiana Jones kind of feel to it, too.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, it was really...
It was like no ticket, kick off the blimp. Dirigible.
Dirigible. Who did that one?
Pete Doctor.
Okay.
I see a pattern.
You get the feels there. Well done. Yeah, so that was why, I mean, we didn't go into as much, but that's why we like it so much.
Yes.
Definitely was a good one. Next one up was Toy Story 3. The last one. Now,
Not anymore,
The latest one.
Yes.
So this one came out. So that came out 2010, and the last Toy Story 2 was 1999. So that's a good amount of time between when they did the next one in that line. They took a lot of time to do that next one. But I think they brought it to a close very well.
Yeah, it wrapped up everything in a nice, neat little package.
Yeah, done. No more needed.
But what if they had more feelings?
I don't know if they
Toy
could-
Story 4.
I don't know if they could get any more feelings other than that end scene that happens at the end of, like, that whole last part of
You
it.
can say it.
The whole from when they're in the, is it like not the compactor, but what is it called?
Incinerator.
Incinerator. Thank you. When they're in the incinerator, that part all the way to when
Like, when they accept the moment of death.
exactly,
And that's when everybody, like, just loses it and cries.
and then following that, after they make it,
Then they save
spoilers,
him and you're still feeling bad. It's like,
then-
I should be happy, but I'm still sad. But they're saved, but...
and then now he's, what's the kid's name?
Which kid? Andy or
Thank
Bonnie?
you, Andy. No, not Bonnie.
Okay.
Andy
Yeah.
moves on. He's going to college, right?
yeah.
And then that part where he drives away and he, leaves the toys with the next generation kind of thing.
Right.
That whole that very end part. So you got the feels, you got a little bit of a breather, and then more feels because it's the end of 3 movies worth of them being together.
Right.
It really is the end. Should have been, but now they're gonna have a 4th one. I guess that's for later. But yeah, I thought it was a really good ending to that series. So now that I think about it, yeah, now that we've talked about it, yeah, that's worthy of being in the top 5.
Yeah.
Opposed to the other ones. The other ones, they built upon it, but this one built a little bit more, and then finally said, okay, now we've come to the end of this story, this Toy Story. Thank you.
That's a long setup there.
Yes. Yes. I can't file it because it's too long. Too much to file. But yeah, did you have anything you wanted to say about that one?
No, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you covered it all.
Good feelings. Good feelings. And sad feelings. Sad happy. Sad joyful. Sadness joyful. So after that, they came out with Cars 2.
Cars 2.
So they came out with another sequel after that.
Yes.
And I
You
have not seen it.
Let me spoil it for you.
You should totally spoil it for me. But what I had heard was...
So there's cars in here,
Oh, God. Come on, man.
and they meet other cars.
No.
Stuff happens. And then there's an ending.
That's crazy talk, sir. I do not believe you. I will go watch it now because I do not believe anything that you have said about that movie. Lies. But go ahead and talk about it since you actually have seen it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, the original Cars is more focused on McQueen, and then Cars 2, the focus ends up being on Mater. And Mater's not really everyone's favorite.
Now, they tried to build him up because between that time, after Cars came out, they had shorts, right?
Called Cartoons.
Cartoons.
TOONS.
Where kind of Mater became kind of a more figurehead in those ones, in the shorts anyway. Like he...
Yeah, like Mater the Greater and Fire Truck Mater and
Tokyo.
Metal, Tokyo Drift Mater and Heavy Metal Mater and
so
Monster Truck Mater.
Because he was kind of the comic relief for the main movie.
Yeah, but it's basically like saying, okay, here's Star Wars Episode 1. Now Episode 2 is going to be all about Jar Jar.
Okay, that's a bit rough.
So,
Mater's no Jar Jar. He's more like a secondary comic character that you might not care about outside of the role of... You don't even like Jar Jar in his role as a comedic sidekick, if that's what he was. But no one liked him in that, let alone wanting to see more of him. At least Mater, you're like, okay, I like him in that role as the comic foil to McQueen. But in this one, you're saying he's almost like he's a focus.
Done professionally, mate.
No. Yes, that's Mater. Oh no, that's us too, Mater. We didn't know. But in Cars 2, it's mostly more focuses on him.
The cool thing is, like, the backstory behind everything is, like, you have the World Grand Prix, so then it opens up you to different locales and other different kind of cars, and it's like, ooh, that's cool. It's like, you hit different areas, like Italy, like, okay, and then they kind of characterize that area a bit, and then Japan, like, oh, okay, I got it there, and then, just going all around the world. And in that sense, it's entertaining, but overall, it's an okay movie. I wouldn't say it's as bad as everyone made it out to be.
Right, that's what I hear. But I mean,
like, for me, I would, yeah, it is towards the bottom of my list, though.
It's the bottom of the list, but that's only because the list is so high. Like, there's so many great things that it's just hard to put it anywhere else. But it's not bad.
But you'd put it above other movies like Madagascar and stuff like that, right?
Oh, outside of Pixar's world? Okay. Well, that's a whole new like, problem. Yeah.
Can of worms.
Yeah, it's going to be. But on a Pixar list, though, it's pretty much near the bottom, which is it's not a terrible thing. I mean, it's terrible for Pixar, but in the grand scheme, it's still higher than a lot of other ones, is basically what you're saying.
Happy Feet.
People like penguins.
The Penguin movie.
The Penguin movie. Not that one, but the other one.
The only other movie that's actually doing well right now is the Despicable Me and the Minions. but mostly because of the minions, because people love them.
Yeah, that's true. Well, because they
They
got
don't
their
know
own
what they're
cartoon.
saying. They just minion babble.
Perfect.
Yes.
Are we talking about minions now?
No.
No. Because I was about
Just
to
a little tangent there.
Ah.
But yeah.
So yeah, Cars 2, I still gotta watch it. Ben says not as bad as everyone says it is, but for Pixar, a little lower on the list of Pixar for Pixar specifically, but
Yeah.
only for Pixar. Other ones, it's still a good movie. Just Pixar levels a bit lower compared to everything else we've gone over.
Right.
After that one, they came out with Brave. What do you gotta say about that one?
You've seen it, right?
I have seen it. It falls into this I don't think I think I'd have to rewatch it, to be honest, because it's falling into the Ratatouille territory where I remember it was good, but I can't remember it specifically. Like I remember some things where she's doing stuff.
Well, that one also had the feels in it too, because it was spoilers,
right.
which as you've been saying this whole time.
Massive spoilers for this whole section of the podcast. If you fast forwarding 30 seconds, spoilers. Continue on.
You just need to say spoilers every 30 seconds.
Yes, there we go.
No, but it was basically like the family, like the mom and the three brothers got turned into bears because of the magic.
Right.
And then the longer they stayed as bears and they lost their humanity, it became more of the creature than the human.
Right. Now I remember.
And that's where the feels is like, I'm running out of time to save my family because I was so...
Well, because her and her mother.
They were at odds.
Right. And then this happens, and then then it brings them closer together,
Yeah.
but they're running out of time.
Yeah. So it almost has that feel like, did you watch Brother Bear?
Yes. Long time ago now. But yeah.
Yeah, the Disney one. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
Not exactly, but just kind of similar in what happens when
Like Brother Bear 2.
Kenai and Coda turn into bears.
Nice.
Coda turns into the bear. No, Coda's a bear.
Coda is the
Kenai
bear.
turns into the bear.
Correct. After.
And then he's like, leave me alone, I'm a human. It's like, I don't have a family. My mom's dead because of you.
No one talks about that, but totally killed her.
I'll adopt you. Spoilers.
Because I kind of killed your mom.
30 seconds, right? Spoilers.
Spoilers. Move ahead. Yeah, so not bad, but it kind of... It just happened kind of thing. It's like, okay, that was good. Wasn't our top list, but...
That's more towards the middle of my list.
Okay.
It's probably just outside
6?
the top 5, maybe 6. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was entertaining. I mean, there's magic and pretty good storyline that held together throughout the whole movie.
I agree.
The other one, though, Monsters U.
Yeah, the prequel. Nobody was looking for. But I did see that in theaters actually, and I think I don't think it was that bad. I think it's another one of those people that are like, oh, it's so bad. I hate this. I hate that movie. And like, not bad. I didn't think that I wanted to see an origin story for them, but I was okay with it. Some people thought it went a little long in other directions. Like you're like, okay, went a little bit out of like, okay, it's beyond what you needed to do for an origin story.
Right.
Some people complain there's a lot of tropes in it, like your college, like your Animal House and your Revenge of the Nerds stuff. Like that was some people's complaints that I heard, but I'm like, well, that's only if you'd seen those before. And those are good things too. Like a lot of people like those movies.
Yeah.
But like for kids, they didn't have seen Animal House or Revenge of the Nerds.
This is their
introduction to those. And maybe they'll see them later because they are the ones you should see. But it was a weird complaint that I heard. It's like, oh, these are all tropes that they've done in other movies. Like, yeah, but this is a kids movie. They never saw
They're
them.
like, what's your point?
They have seen everything I have seen, kind of thing. But I thought it was okay. Obviously, it didn't make my top 5, but I mean, from what I remember, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you
Yeah, same thing. It's like entertaining. Still, I would say it's below Brave on my list.
okay, yeah, I can see that.
Probably above Cars 2.
I don't know since I've never seen Cars 2, but I guess I'd agree with that too.
Sure.
Yeah, I will agree until I watch it, and then I'll be like,
But
no.
the thing is, it's like, I think why a lot of people didn't like it was Monsters Inc., the first one, everyone fell in love with Sully. So it's like, oh, he's awesome. I like this guy. He's cool. And then in Monsters U, they made him out to be like a jerk. And it's like, what the heck?
Yeah,
I don't know this guy. He's a jerk. Hey, jerk face, cut it out. Until like way later on in the movie, then he starts turning and then becoming more like the Sully that we all love and know.
it's true. It's true. I think that's a good thing though, because if he had been,
And by the end of the
good-
movie, he's less of a jerk face.
right? But if he'd been like good all the way through the movie, a good guy, it would have been kind of boring because there would have been no growth to the character. It's like, oh, he came in as a nice guy, and then he left the movie as a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's like a very predictable line, like, oh, this guy's good, and plus you know he's okay in later movies, but it's predictable. But it at least has some kind of movement. Like he starts here, he ends there.
Yeah.
So I can see why they did it, but
How mortal enemies become the best of friends.
there you go. But I think another reason maybe people didn't like it is because they also fell in love with Boo. That's why everyone wanted to see
Yeah.
a second one of that. That's why everyone was expecting a sequel, not a prequel, because there's like, you lead into this sequel possibly.
Boo's an adult now, and she has kids. And then she sees Sully pop through the door, and she's like, oh, kitty.
We've got to go. It's an emergency. And they team up together to retake Monster.
We need your help.
We need your help. We need your laughter. Then he brings her along.
And
his
then
jokes.
the twist in the story is like, but I haven't laughed in years.
Copyright Taco Nights podcast. Just gonna go ahead and submit that.
Pitch that to Pixar.
Yep. It's like, we heard what happened in Monsters University, but we got something good here.
Even better.
We're gonna bring it back. We're totally gonna bring that back. But yeah, I think people
Gonna bring that kitty back.
bring that kitty
Yeah.
back. There's your tag right there. Boom. Let's put it right on the poster.
Boo.
Boo. Kitty is back. But yeah, everyone fell in love with the character. Like, I remember when I used to work at the Disney store, that the doll, the Babbling Boo doll, that thing was ridiculous. That was like the toy
Selling like
of that.
hotcakes.
It was the toy, that thing, and it was just this cute little babbling
Yeah, for girls.
for girls. Yeah, you know.
For me, the one that I couldn't not stop buying was this Lilo and Stitch stuff. Like, they had the talking Stitch.
Well, the Lilo and Stitch stuff, that's for everybody because it's awesome. It's my favorite Disney movie. I actually have a favorite, and that's it. Saw that like 7 times in theaters or something.
I would say that's my number 2.
Number 1, right here. What's
See,
your number 1?
Lion King.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, when I watched that movie, there was an actual connection to stuff happening within my family that was like that. I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
okay.
Story time with Ben. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so yours,
I had
the
that emotional
reason you
connection,
had that.
and it's like, and then
Okay.
there was death
And then there's
and the feels.
right. Yes, that scene. Okay, that one's it.
Yeah.
I agree. Full of feels.
Stitch was awesome just because he was mischievous and funny.
But that scene, for me, the feel scene is when Lilo's getting taken away, like in the ship, and then Stitch is on the ground. It's like, she's like, "Don't leave me behind." Or what did she say? Now I'm forgetting now.
Don't leave me, okay?
It's like,
Okay. Okay. And then he just jumps after.
Exactly.
Like gets drives the truck into the lava, chasing the spaceship. Then he explodes.
It's a gas truck.
Yeah, the
And
gas
then he
truck
opens up
he
the gas.
Gets the fuel. Thing explodes. He flies up and it's like, and you don't realize how small he is and Captain Gantu how huge he is until you see him in the ship and he's like, he looks like a little ant.
Exactly. So that's my favorite, my number one movie, a Disney movie. Is Lilo and Stitch. That one always gets to me. It's always be my number one. But we've gone off on a tangent.
Did you see Lilo and Stitch 2?
I have seen.
Not
Lilo and
the
Stitch
one that
2.
introduced into the cartoon series, but the one where it's like Stitch has a glitch.
Okay, now I think I did. I don't remember now. Now I might be confusing them.
Now I can't say the spoiler part of it because that was the part where if you didn't have the feels, you would have the feels in that movie at that point towards the endish middle.
Of what, the first movie or the
second? The sequel, the true sequel to Lilo and Stitch, not the
I
sequel
think I
to
saw
the
the
TV
second
show.
one.
Stitch has a glitch. Okay,
It's hard to remember. Obviously, my love for that movie only extends to that movie, not the entire franchise.
I think you would like the second one. Yeah, that middle one, not so much. Like where he finds the other experiments, like 625 other experiments, because he was 626.
That was the TV show, though, right?
Yeah, but they had a direct-to-video movie, which led into the TV show. So it's like, here's a movie that's going to start the TV show off, so you get the premise.
It didn't have like some kind of tag or something. Because Stitch Has a Glitch was. I mean, I remember the TV show. I didn't really watch it because I didn't really watch the Disney Channel, but I don't remember because I remember the title for Stitch Has a Glitch, but I don't remember if the one you're talking about, the second one for that one.
Oh, it was Stitch the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was it.
I think I might have that one actually.
Yeah, that one was. I watched it and like, this is stupid. I like Stitch, but this is stupid.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think I might own it, but I don't even remember it actually. Because if I'm going to pull out Lilo and Stitch, I'm going to pull out Lilo and Stitch, the first one that I really like.
And then you should watch the second one too. Stitch Has a Glitch.
Stitch Has a Glitch.
The feels. Claudia had the feels.
Okay, so
back to the list. So that was the end of the list for the Pixar stuff.
Right, Monsters University was the last one,
and it was Inside Out, which brings us back full circle to what we were originally talking about. That you finally saw the movie, and it
saw it. Depressing.
Amazingly depressing.
Amazing and depressing.
Amazingly depressing. It had a happy ending.
Technically, I mean, it does have a happy ending, but depending
The
on your
damage is done.
demeanor, exactly, depending on your demeanor, it could leave you still down. Like you could not rise at the end. You could just like, oh, it's so depressing kind of thing. Because I liked it. It went up and down, up and down. Like, okay, I was along for the roller coaster ride, but I think Carrie was more saddened by it. Like stayed kind of down through it. So not really her movie. Because I mean, it really, really got down there. They really got low with it. So to pull back out of it took a lot more effort, and to some they didn't quite pull back out of it completely. It went a little too low.
Get low, get
Yes.
to the window.
No, don't. No,
to the wall.
Gotta keep it clean here. This is a good place we're in. We're talking about clean Pixar. Clean Pixar. Sadness. But yeah, it was good. Actually, I really did like the casting too. I like how individually, how each feeling really felt like individualized for what they were doing. I forgot who they had.
It's funny because I sat through it twice.
You did.
And the first time I saw it, it was amazing. And then the second time I sat through it, it's like, okay, I know it's coming. And at those points, it's like, okay, I have that feeling now. The feels are still there.
I've logged that feeling away. Check. Okay. Feeling felt.
And then you start to notice it's like, oh, there's a lot of Easter eggs in the movie. And it seems to run a little bit long, too, once you know what's coming in certain parts. So
Were you saying that last time, too?
Did I?
Last week? I remember you saying something. Or it took a little while to get going. That's what you were saying in the last podcast, when it was just you and Steven that had seen it. You felt that the beginning part...
Oh, maybe.
the beginning part took a little bit...
Let's play that back. Who's got that?
I remember, also because I re-listened to the podcast. But yeah, you were saying that the beginning part took a little bit of time to get going before they finally got into the adventuring part of the thing. So that was one of your complaints. It wasn't like a really bad complaint, but you're just saying it could have, tightened it up a bit, is what you're saying. And you still feel that way.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
You could still tighten it up a bit.
But then the message that they're trying to get across is still there. It's funny because the second episode was with Phil.
Yeah.
And with all the hype around the movie and everything, he's becoming overly analytical with it and trying to guess at what happened.
So it changed.
So he...
I thought he always analyzed movies before he saw them and then tried to guess how they ended.
Well, he was saying the...
Did he guess accurately?
No.
Did he predict it good?
No.
Oh. I was hoping he would.
Well, I was trying to lead him off away from what was going to happen in the movie, too. But he's like, okay, so somebody has to die in the movie. And because it's Disney, it's got to be the mom.
Yeah. That's a good call, actually.
And it's like, if I didn't know anything about the movie, that's actually pretty good.
That's a pretty good call.
It's like, I would believe you.
Yes, I'd
but
go
then
with that.
it's like, well, you don't want to say you're wrong and then have him guess at what actually happened in the movie, so I just let him go with it.
Right.
And it's like, this would be a totally different and really dark movie if that happened. Like,
what?
way darker than...
If they killed off the mom?
The parents for whatever reason. I don't see how, but... Or one of the parents.
Worked for Bambi. And Batman.
Batman's not Disney. Yet.
Not yet. Give them some time. They'll get there.
And then, well, the thing is, like, so when that scene finally did happen with, should I say it?
Oh, the big spoiler that you didn't want to tell me.
Yeah.
So I could be destroyed by it.
Were you destroyed by it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but I recovered. But yeah, I know.
Can I name the character? Do you want to name the character?
No, you can. Go ahead. But spoilers for that movie specifically. But I actually kind of thought it might be coming a little bit, only because of, like, if this character something happens, then, like, I could see this being, if there was one character it's going to happen to, and, like, but I didn't know for sure, so I was just like, this could be the sadness thing. Or the big thing, but I didn't know for sure, so I was like, let's just play this out and see it. Oh my god. Right. Go ahead. Drop the bomb. Drop the bomb. The bomb.
Okay.
Did you play that music on purpose?
What music?
The dramatic music?
Yes. Actually, no, that was an accident. Bing bong. Everybody loves Bing bong. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Sadness.
Very. Bing bong followed by sadness.
Well, it's funny too because when that moment happens, there's a part which leads up to it, and then it's like, oh, okay, you feel sad, and yeah, you feel sad and everything, but it's kind of like almost a foreshadowing of what was to come. And then at that point, Phil guessed what was going to happen. And he wasn't surprised by it. So it didn't impact him the same way it did you or me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he said he still enjoyed the movie overall.
Oh, that's good. They never really talk about that after that happens. So there's the moment, and then the moment it happens, but never. I guess you have your moment.
Well, because it's forgotten.
There you go.
Spoilers.
It all makes sense when you think about it and don't think about it.
And we are still in the spoiler zone.
Oh, yeah. Spoilers. Move on. 30 seconds.
But I remember first seeing the characters because all the toys come out way ahead of time, and you first see him and it's like, who the heck's this guy? Why does he smell like cotton candy? It's like, who's gonna buy him? And then now he's like sold out everywhere. Like everybody wants him now. Which is funny because when you think of the Lotso Huggin Bear, the only thing he had going for him was that he smelled like strawberries, but he was like the villain in the movie, basically. And people kept buying him. It's like, he smells like strawberries. This is awesome. Buy it. It's like, he's a bad guy, right?
Well, I was thinking on that same line. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, I saw one kid with his parents, like, look, it's Lotso, and he smells like strawberries. It's like, he's a bad bear. It's like, you don't want him? He smells like strawberry. No, he's evil.
That kid's onto something.
Yeah.
He knows.
He's got his head on straight.
Right. You see, it made me think when I was working at the store, we had a lot of...
Imagination?
No. That was gone. The Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It almost followed along to his storyline in the movie. It's almost sad because nobody's buying Pete ones. Like, that thing went on clearance. I don't know if anyone bought him, which is kind of the storyline in Toy Story 2.
The collectors bought him.
Huh?
The collectors bought him.
Eventually. Not like when he first came out. But it's, probably later on.
Which follows along the storyline of the movie.
Exactly. Follows along. Never sold because no one who wants Stinky Pete. So he just sat there. I think it was a marketing ploy if I hadn't seen it in real life. It actually kind of...
Synergy.
Exactly. It's like kind of depressing to me. And I still didn't buy it. But I was like, wow, that's kind of sad if you're thinking that Toys R Us is like, of course he's all bitter. No one bought him. Not a person wanted to buy him.
Put yourself in his shoes, in his box.
Come on. Mint box. I'm sure there were a lot of... You could probably get a Stinky Pete right now for mint in box for like...
Here's now. I'm gonna look it up.
Watch, I'm completely wrong, and it's like the most expensive one because someone bought all of them, cornered the market, and then now...
Holy crap.
No.
Okay, so they have the Toy Story Stinky Pete the Prospector replica version 2.0 for $399.99 as a starting bid on eBay.
Stop it.
If you want the mini beanbag plush, he's $52. Buy it now. The one that you're saying in box, right? Unused Toy Story Stinky Pete the Prospector doll. Young Epic Woody's Roundup mint in box. $2,599. Or best offer.
Now who's the idiot?
From Japan.
Because
who's the idiot now?
Oh my gosh, I should have... It was totally on sale. Like, it's really cheap. I think it was like 75% off.
Oh, here's one. It's a value. $899.
Well,
what a deal.
It's a steal now.
Ooh, even cheaper. $699.99.
Oh, I don't know how they're going to make any profit off of that. Wow.
Wow.
Art imitates life.
You just gotta wait. Just sit on it. It's like, who wants these? Just wait.
Just wait for it. It's been predicted.
You know what's funny is I know some people did that with some of the other Disney flops, like the Lone Ranger. They wait for all those toys to go on clearance, and then they just swipe up a whole bunch of them. It's like, you're laughing at me now. Just wait 20 years from now.
It's going to be awesome. I'm retiring on these.
That's my retirement plan.
but yeah, that's interesting. But I mean, I guess so that means you should buy everything that Disney makes, especially the worst stuff,
Yes.
because then it will be worth something.
That is crazy.
Wow, because I was looking through it too, and the Stinky Pete, because like there's the buy it nows that are always high, but then the bids is kind of how you can really tell what people are paying. So one, of course, rare, original Toy Story 2 Stinky Pete.
Everything's rare on eBay.
Exactly. $84. 24 bids. So that means people were bidding on it. They wanted it, and it just ended there. But there's some market out there. And a guy who sounds like Newman, who was that guy that in the Toy Story 2?
The chicken suit guy?
Yes.
Yeah. Newman. Newman.
That's cornering the market, and it's going to sell it to a museum in Japan.
Those expensive ones that I was reading off, they're from Japan.
They're from Japan, so there you go. That's where your market is. Buy low, sell high in Japan.
Japan's your market. That's where all the money is.
Stinky Pete. That's good. I'm glad we solved that one. Because, yeah, when I worked there, it's like,
solved.
I was kind of bummed that no one ever bought it. Even me. Like, I can
now
see.
you're kicking yourself in the arse.
Totally could have been retiring on Stinky Pete sales. But yeah, no one bought him. People bought Lotso because he smells like strawberries, even though he's an evil bear.
I did see in real... Well, another thing of life imitating art, someone bought a Lotso and had it tied to the front of their truck as they're driving around. He's all sad looking and all like dirty. It's like, oh.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'd see that one.
That was cool, though.
Yeah, I'd see that one. So that brings...
like, people keep stealing it off my car.
You better take it off there. It's going to be rare soon. So yeah, so Inside Out. Going back to Inside Out. Bing Bong.
Yes.
Sold out.
Sold out everywhere.
Yeah, not sticking around. Very much sold out. Not being forgotten.
Because it really impacted a lot of people. Very much so. And then it even had those strong moments of like family, and then kind of in a way like pseudoscience describing how your feelings affect you. Because they actually did studies of how the brain works and everything, and how sleep stores your memories. And that's why sleep's important and stuff. So stuff like that, it's like, okay. But then, like, I have an idea, and the idea of bulbs, and then it's a bad idea, and it just causes you to lose feeling. It's like, I can't feel it. And like, she's not feeling anything now. Spoilers. Spoilers.
There you go. Move along.
Keep going. Spoilers. Yeah.
So yeah, it was... Because it definitely is also interesting because, like you're saying, family.
Yeah.
Is unlike the other ones. You really could feel exactly what is going on. Yeah,
them.
exactly. You could see it.
And that's what Steven was saying too. It's like, I really feel with this because I'm in a very similar situation myself. I'm like,
it's very relatable. And it's not very hard to relate to it
on many levels.
Yeah, because people can, like the whole moving away or being at a new place or just feeling outside, or apparently your feelings all shutting down. Also a thing, especially if you have depression. It's mostly just sadnesses, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty.
But sadness is important.
But you need the
sadness.
sadness.
Comes around.
Exactly.
Saves everyone from certain death. Almost.
And that was good. I was going to spoil another part. Well,
yeah,
more spoilers. Well, basically,
spoilers.
At
there, go.
The whole beginning part, where everything's like a specific feeling kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like every ball is a specific color, and then by the end, every ball is all mixed colors.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I was like, because it makes more sense.
Because life's not black and white. It's not cut and dry like that.
Exactly. Not everything's all joy, joy, joy.
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
Yes, unless you're wearing that helmet, then everything is all happy, happy, joy, joy.
Well, even then, in the movie, she wasn't happy all the time either. you could see her get frustrated and angry and go through everyone else's emotions. So in her head, she probably had the same miniaturized set of emotions within her.
Feelingception. You go inside the feelings of the feelings. You feel the feels of the feels.
Yes. But I would say the movie overall was done pretty well. Everyone had their role, and it slotted in really well in different scenes, and is definitely, I will definitely buy that when it comes out on Blu-ray.
I don't know if we're gonna own it.
Right.
Don't know. I thought it was good. But yeah, I feel like it can affect people differently based on their own feelings on things. So it can be very strong because it's got so many of those things people can relate to that it could have powerful effects either way, in either direction for them. So yeah, maybe I'll get it.
You can own it and then kind of keep
Just
it.
put it next to the other Pixar movies.
20 years later, it'll be like over $2,000.
There we go.
In
No,
Japan.
because it's good now. You got to get the not good things.
Yeah.
What's not selling now? I got to buy all that stuff now, so in 20 years I can corner the market with all the ones I bought in my...
Tomorrowland.
Yes, there we go.
There wasn't a lot of merchandise for that.
Well, that was a boon in their favor.
I guess.
There was a
Yeah.
lot of Lone Ranger stuff, I bet.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, and Wizard of Oz, or The Great and Powerful Oz.
Is that Disney?
Oz. Yes.
Oh, I forgot.
Ugh. Ugh.
Huh, I was fine with that movie. I probably
Not
wouldn't
everyone else
watch
was.
it. Apparently, I was the only one. I'm very neutral. It takes a lot for me to really dislike a movie like, I don't know, Sucker Punch or something. Okay, it doesn't...
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, exactly. Don't.
Okay.
Oh, maybe you could watch it and then you just be like, what was that? As opposed to me, it's like, I'll
It's
watch
a
it.
Transformer.
There we go. If we had a Transformer in it, then it'd be fine. But
Maybe.
this is not a time for a Sucker Punch rant and rave again.
Yes. Let's go back to the beginning.
Let's go back to happiness.
The beginning of the beginning, actually, and see if you recognize this.
Land Before Time. Oh.
Aha.
Hmm.
With the two volcanoes.
Yeah.
Uku and Lele, and put together ukulele.
I see what they did
Just
there.
like in the music, the instrument that's playing. Yeah, okay.
This was a different kind of thing, actually. Like, because
Yeah.
the shorts that came out, I think you were talking about a little bit with Steven last week.
Boundin'.
But Boundin'. I was talking to some other people that had seen it. They're like, yeah, it was really different, like, than other ones they'd seen, like the other Pixar ones, like the chess one, the birds one. They're kind of mostly just funny or humorous in some ways, what they're saying. But this one starts you out with the feels, basically. Like, oh, you don't know what you're getting into? Because we're just going to hit you with some short feels right in the beginning. And it's all musical, too, right? Or is it... No, there's a narrator, I think. Or is there? Either way.
Oh, which one?
Lava.
Oh, well, the music is the narration.
Is the narration the whole thing?
Well,
Or is it the verses of the song?
okay, so the music's the narration, and then when it hits those choruses, then it jumps into the character, the volcano, Uku.
When it hits the choruses, then it's their song that they're singing.
Yeah,
But
so then they'll jump.
but the verses themselves are just the storyline.
Yeah, it's a storyline.
Okay, I was trying to remember it, but I'm sure it's going to play it as we're talking.
Oh, I put on the instrumental one.
Okay, it's not going to say it, so it's not going to prove.
Can do the one with this actual thing then.
Well, you played that one earlier, right?
Yeah, it's what I meant.
And it was too distracting, so we took it off and put the instrumental. Then I make a point about it. But yeah, it was a trip to see it. It was completely different than anything they'd done before. It seems like I'm not remembering all the shorts. So this is the verse,
Yeah, this is the
but it's all sung. Okay.
yeah. The whole thing's a song,
Right,
Kind of
okay.
like bound and bound and bound and bound.
Like, if only I had bought the shorts DVD.
You can find them all on YouTube. Too.
But it was really,
Emotional,
yeah,
but not like as emotional as Inside Out. But it's like oh,
Like a-
okay.
like an appetizer for your feelings. Like
A precursor.
it's like, yeah, it's a little sad, but then it ends. It is okay, kind of thing. Of course, this not knowing what you're gonna get from Inside Out.
No.
So this is the chorus part. Where
Yeah,
the
this is
volcanoes
where
are
that
singing.
volcano is actually singing.
If you haven't seen it yet,
Spoilers.
spoilers. We're spoiling the short for you now.
Spoiling everything.
Yeah, we have a title.
Which is funny because I made that joke before with I think I posted something up on my Instagram where I had I think it was a Dole Whip, the lava Dole Whip from the local place. And it was basically the pineapple Dole Whip soft serve with strawberry sauce and then like a coconut macaroon smashed up all in it. It's like, this thing's so good, I lava it.
You should sue them.
Like, ha 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 ha.
They took your idea.
I'll see myself out now.
And then they made a short out
And then
of it.
there's a short. And like, if I just had that
You should have
lava
copyrighted
Dole
that.
Whip, then I would be perfect.
I said that first. I invented that. You stole that. You stole fizzy lifting
Actually,
drinks.
it was on the internet so much longer ago.
No, me first.
Everything revolves around me. Me.
But this short, it was good. I liked it, and it serves as a little mini feeling appetizer for you. Here's a little bit negative feelings.
And the music slows down. Gets you kind of in the mood and everything. And that's one of the things is like music's a very thing that people can emotionally connect with. And this trailer did that.
And you're feeling it for a volcano, essentially. Basically, the volcanoes are saying these lines. So
I think specifically it's supposed to be the volcanoes of Hawaii, right? Hawaii.
right. Someone was asking me, about like if this was one of the lores. Basically, I'm like, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of lore. I don't know it
So
all.
is it? Is it?
I did not have an answer for him about.
Well, now I want the answer from
Now
you.
you want the answer for me. I probably should have thought of that before I even said what I said. Before I said it, but
It sounds like it's plausible.
there's so many.
Myth busted.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was something. Maybe not with like Uku and Lele, as the names of the mountains so much, or the volcanoes, but maybe something about how the islands came about, kind of thing. Probably.
I kind of remember reading a story a long time ago about something like that, but I just can't remember it. And like you said, there were so many stories, like I can't keep track of which one was which, or what they were talking about. And this is Lele. So catchy. And I think the other thing too is to lava. See yourself out. File it. No, I think this one has a pretty broad connection with everyone just because a lot of people kind of associate that tropical vacation thing with Hawaii and ukuleles and volcanoes and tropical stuff and kind of the whole tiki thing. So like you got a tiki room at Disneyland, you get a Dole Whip, and then you want to kind of recreate that at the house and have like those tiki themed parties and tiki bars, and they even have a tiki bar in Disneyland and now Walt Disney World.
Dude, it's the whole thing.
So it's like, oh, lava. They should come out with a drink at the tiki bar or the Trader Sam's at Disneyland. It's like in honor of the lava short. I wonder if they do have that. I should look that up. It's like, can't find anything. So you have an answer?
Yeah, no, it's not based on, or at least I was just looking at the Wikipedia. At least there was no connection
You
there.
can totally trust that.
I'm gonna trust it because they
Hold on,
cite
let me make an
the-
edit and then read it again.
Yes, sorry. Hold on. Let me make sure it's correct now. Now that it's correct, but I guess it
Citation, myself.
me. But yeah, it just was just made by Pixar and stuff. It apparently premiered at the Hiroshima International Animation Festival in 2014, and then came out with as a front end to Inside Out in 2015. So I guess they had run the short before, and then they decided to place it in front of this because feels. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why
It's
not?
funny
lava?
because I had an idea of who Pete Docter was for all these Pixar movies and stuff, and then I didn't really make the connection until we were running through the list now. It's like, oh man, if there's another Pete Docter movie, bring tissues.
Bring your tissues because it's gonna get real up in here. Because yeah, it's either John Lasseter, Brad Bird,
Pete Docter.
Mostly.
There's a few other ones
Right.
thrown in there, but it seems like it's a one-off for the other directors. But for these three,
I see their
was it
names
the
come up a
Pixar
lot. Yeah.
Brain Trust?
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy 4th of July.
They're blowing stuff up outside our house.
They
for
are.
Independence Day.
I can see the window from where we're sitting. I just see like things going off like in the sky, all sparkly and stuff.
Yeah.
So just wait till tomorrow night, and then it'll be super packed.
But yeah, 4th of July is upon us, and everybody's in the spirit of things, blowing a piece of America up.
Because it's not America if you're not blowing it up.
Exactly. That's how we roll here
Simpsons did it.
in America. So, if you're going to go out there and have good times, be safe. I think the government put out like a video on fireworks safety, so maybe we'll link to that. By the time you watch this, it'll be already done. So, try to keep all your limbs intact. Have a good time. Have a barbecue. Then you can burn parts of America, or things that used to be alive in America.
Right.
Have a good barbecue
America.
for America.
Even if you want to keep it tiki themed, you can still have a bit of America in there.
Yeah. Well, Hawaii is part of America, so it's okay.
Yeah.
You can have Hawaiian ones, so because it is part of America. Yay, America! So that
Oh, there's a long narration in here.
Hmm?
No, this music that I'm queuing up.
so that brings us to the end of this podcast. Are you good? Anything else you wanted to talk about? I missed something. We've talked a lot about Pixar, 4th of July. Got some of that in there. Some medieval times, because we do.
As we do.
As we do. Yeah, it covered a lot, actually, of Pixar.
Huh. Wasn't on the plan, but oh well.
Yes, so if you're expecting more 4th of July and less Pixar, well, we did the opposite of that.
Somehow.
Somehow we did.
And if you're not having a barbecue, then go to Carl's Jr. and get the Most American Thickburger.
I believe you have to get it, actually.
It's your...
If you're not going to have a barbecue, you have to get the Most American Thickburger, or they might kick you out of the country. I'm not sure of
Your
that.
civic duty.
I can't cite references for that, but apparently you have to do something American. Like,
Yeah, no Taco Bell.
no, they definitely deport you if you're at a Taco Bell, because that is completely American, actually.
Show me more American burger that another place like McDonald's or Burger King. That's right, you can't.
You can't.
Because it's Murica. The Most American Thickburger with a split hot dog and Lay's kettle cooked potato chips at Carl's Jr. Wash it down with an Oreo milkshake. Because I
Oh.
don't think they have an apple pie milkshake yet.
I was going to say, maybe not yet. July
Then
3rd.
Be a true American and add some bacon to that thick burger.
With caution.
And make sure Don't do onion rings or fried zucchini. It's got to be paired up with freedom fries. America.
No.
Yes.
None of that stuff. Only freedom fries.
Carl's Jr.
I don't even think they'll serve you that. They'll be like, they'll just tell you to go.
Can I get some french fries? What?
What?
Get out.
But I will shoot you.
Like that.
Like that. Because
Firework.
Get away. You're getting started early here.
They do. I think I heard your car alarm. No.
No. I was like, I thought about no. Wait, no.
No, that's
That's
like
everybody else's car alarm going on. So we're good? Done with this one? In the can. There we go. Ah, yes.
Murica.
American raptors. And birds.
Yes.
Very, very well done, sir.
But you can find us on Facebook.
Circling around now. It's dangerous.
There we go.
There we go.
See what I did? Yeah, that's right.
Full circle. Here we go. For patriotism. Where can they find us?
Facebook.com/Taco Nights Podcast. You can find us or email us at gmail.com. Taco Nights Podcast at gmail.com. I missed a step there.
I was like, yeah, no, yeah, that's mostly right.
Half right.
Well, we will read your mail. We didn't have any this time, but we had some last time, so we read it.
Yeah, I just checked. We didn't have any.
No, we didn't have any this time, but we look forward to reading whatever you have to write. Ben
If you
will
have an
read
opinion,
anything.
we'll read it.
Even if it's the wrong one, we will read it. Try to keep it
Well-
less racist, please.
You're wrong and I am right, and that is my opinion of your opinion.
But your opinion has been heard.
Hashtag Taco Nights.
Yes.
Which is actually our Twitter handle, which is at Taco Nights.
Oh, well done there, sir.
Haha. Murica.
Yes.
And Instagram, Taco Nights Podcast. I don't think anything's been posted on there.
I posted stuff to the Facebook, but I got to figure out how to.
You should just link up your Instagram and Facebook and just do it from there.
No,
From
well,
the
I
app.
wasn't- okay. I will figure that out. I posted some stuff on Facebook for some of the stuff we talked about last week.
Right.
But I'll try to take more pictures of stuff for Instagramming purposes.
And then just cross post to Facebook. I don't
See
think
ya.
you need to do Twitter. I think Twitter, well, maybe. Try triple
Let
post.
us know if you're on the Twitter, and then we'll post there too. I don't even know if that works. If you could post triple post.
You can.
Okay.
It gives you all those options, but it's like, yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, if you're on the Twitter and you've been waiting for our first,
Post
most recent post on there,
for the first time in a long time.
there you go. We'll post whatever we got: food, stuff, things, etc.
Comic-Con. Whoever's going to Comic-Con. Are
When's
we going to
Comic-Con?
Comic-Con? No, we're not going to Comic-Con.
They did not invite us this year. Maybe our invitation got lost in the mail.
Got invited to E3, but not Comic-Con?
Mm.
Blasphemy.
But when's to Comic-Con?
Next week.
It is?
Yeah, Anime X was this weekend.
Oh.
And then,
You wanna-
actually, Anime X was started.
It's already started, right?
As Wednesday, you had the pre-badge pickup. Thursday was a kickoff. Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday's the last day. And then next week is the start of Comic-Con, which starts early because you had the pre-pickup, which I think is on Tuesday. And then Wednesday is the pre-pickup, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
But that's only for your pickup. You had to get your tickets
Yeah, the tickets
like,
are gone already.
in
You
like
can't-
1950s
yeah.
or something.
You'd have to have like 20 computers in your room all ready to go, and you click one button, it clicks on all the computers all at once to say submit, give me my ticket. And then only
Then
one
you wait
computer
in
might.
line. You submit to wait in line
It's
to
like-
get your ticket.
You reach the queue to get your ticket. There's a bajillion people ahead of you.
One day. You've been to Comic-Con.
Yes.
I have not. So one day I must...
It is madness there. It is crowded and...
madness, he says.
Yes.
So this week's Anime Expo. Next week is Comic-Con, which we'll have lots of stuff to talk about because, well, Comic-Con, that's what they do. Although I guess for next time, Disney is not really going to have a presence, or Marvel's not going to have a presence there at this year's Comic-Con, I heard. And some people were saying probably because of D23. They're like, we have our own convention.
Yeah.
So, although they are bringing Star Wars to Comic-Con, because they just want to just throw it out there just to flaunt it. But Marvel's not going to be there, so yeah.
Right.
No real Marvels and in Hall H, which is the main hall.
Yeah, but the funny thing, well, Disney's going to have a presence there.
Disney, in general, is going to have a presence there. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, just to say, hey, we're here, don't forget about us entirely, but...
As if you could.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on this year. And then D23 in...
When's D23?
August or September.
Okay. Oh, man, these next few podcasts are going to be jam-packed full of information from all the events we're not attending. You're not going to Anime Expo, are you?
Oh, yeah, August 14th through 16th. No, I'm not going to Anime Expo.
You're going to D23? Have you ever been to D23?
No.
We should totally go.
Corey has.
Okay, well, Corey can report on it. Well, actually, this might be a good one to go to, actually. I mean, we'll talk about it more later,
huge. And
they've got so much.
They created their own version of Hall H called Hall D. Disney. Yeah. Yeah, I see what they did. But it is like double the size of Hall H or something like that. It's way bigger
We
than
can
Hall.
fit your Hall H inside our Hall D. What you think about that?
We got the D.
That's no problem, too, because Hall H always is like standing. It's like
standing room only.
And you have to wait in line the morning before to get into Hall H.
Yeah. And then once you're in there, you don't give up your seat.
Then you never leave.
Yeah.
You're going to die there. But Hall D, you're saying bigger.
Bigger. Definitely, yeah. They're trying to blow Comic-Con out of the water with their thing. And, yeah, it's definitely going to be packed.
Okay, then. That's something to look forward to. We're going to definitely look for... That's in August, right?
August 14, 15, and 16. It's only 3 days, but they've released their itinerary of everything they're going to talk about, and people are clamoring just to plan out their day accordingly and say, okay, I got to be here, got to be here, got to be here, and all the huge announcements that they're going to have. Oh, speaking of which, Marvel, because they're saving everything Marvel for D23,
right?
Not Comic-Con. Ant-Man, the early reviews came in already. I'm still kind of on the fence about it from all the trailers I've seen. Like, oh, okay, it looks cool.
When is it coming out? Not this week, right?
Next week.
Oh. Oh, wow. We didn't talk about Genesis either. That came out
that came out.
That's coming out this week, so we wouldn't have seen it. So we'll talk about that next week, and then Ant-Man the week after that.
Wait, did I have that right? Oh, next week. Sorry. So I was a week ahead.
Okay.
July 17th, Disneyland's birthday.
Right. Well, we will be reporting from.
Yeah, they were basically saying, the ones who've seen Ant-Man already, they're like, it is good, you have to see it. And that's kind of what a lot of people were saying about Guardians of the Galaxy, and I kind of felt the same way. It's like, huh.
Yeah, but Guardians of the Galaxy had such awesome trailers leading up to it that...
Yeah, but I think I still need to be more sold on Ant-Man than Guardians.
Well, no. Yeah, exactly, no. Well, Ant-Man's trailers have so far not sold me like Guardians did. I'm still like you. I'm like, okay, it's looked a little better.
But this is a good thing, because people are saying this movie's amazing, so it has good hype leading ahead of it. So
I was thinking this was going to be the one, like, okay, they dropped the ball. I don't
know
now.
Doesn't seem like it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to see it just out of curiosity. And to be proven wrong, right? I don't even know.
Sucker Punch 2.
Oh, don't even know.
Morbid curiosity.
Never again.
Okay.
So Ant-Man 2, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. So we'll talk about that when it comes out. Genesis. I don't know if you wanted to see that, but I kind of want to see it because it's supposed to be an actual Terminator 3. So 3 and Salvation.
Yeah.
Are out. Genesis
Never happened.
Genesis does, what 3 and Salvation don't.
Exactly.
So it came out this week, so I haven't seen it yet, obviously, because we're here. But we'll get to see it this weekend or something, and then we can talk about it next week.
Right.
So look forward to that. Anime talk, yeah.
Yeah.
Neither one of us really watches anime anymore. You used to. You went to Anime Expo a few times. We were supposed to go together.
Times, many times.
And then you stopped.
And I would go cosplay and everything too.
Imagine that, people.
Imagine that.
So that's what we'll be doing this weekend, cosplaying at Anime Expo. Come up and say hi to us if you see us.
Try to
if you can figure out who we are.
I'll be the one that's in a really, really cool costume.
Yes. The best one that you can't tell who it is.
That's me.
That's him. The one you don't care about, that's me.
Standing next to me.
Exactly. The one standing next to him.
So if you see that pair, there you go.
That's us. You can say hi to us. Well, actually, no, we're shy, so you probably shouldn't say hi to us. You just say, hey, Ben, and then we'll get it. We'll see. But
yes, so this has been another Power Hour.
Yes. Very interesting Power Hour. I like it. It was fun. So, that brings us to the end of this kNights podcast. I've been your host, Keikoa, and with me has been Ben. Actually, it's not even my hosting. It's both of us. I'm co-host Keikoa. We are your hosts.
Keikoa
Changes
and
up.
Ben.
We are your host, Keikoa.
And Ben.
And Ben. There we go.
Yay!
So we'll work on it. Yes. Yes.
Murica.
America.
Yeah.
And you have been listening to the kNights podcast. Thank you for listening to us. Till next time.